Hello there, very good evening and welcome to your Primetime News Bulletin. I'm Shane Silva.
And I'm Nicola D'Zoiza. Let's start off with a look at tonight's headlines.
Headlines on Newsfirst at 9.
Customs seizes yet another container of illegally imported ethanol. President Mahinda Rajapaksa visits the Church of the Nativity in Bethlehem. 532 families affected by extreme weather conditions. Over 200 homes damaged. OIC of the Vallampitia police charged with possession of heroin further remanded. Revelation that the National Olympic Committee's fixed deposit contains 41 million rupees.
Newsfirst at 9.
Speaking in court today, attorneys representing the former OIC of the Vallampitia police, Bandara Munasinghe, who is facing charges of drug smuggling, say that there is a political connection behind the arrest of their client.
Appearing on behalf of the suspect, attorney at law Gunaratna Vaninayaka said that information including a phone number were produced in court.
The former OIC of the Vallampitia police, who is charged with possessing 42 grams of heroin at his official quarters, was produced before Colombo Additional Magistrate Niroshini Fernando today. Appearing for the OIC, the panel of lawyers headed by attorney at law Gunaratna Vaninayaka pointed out that a politician who had spoken to their client over the phone had requested his assistance for the drug ring. The panel of lawyers pointed out that police officers who do not agree to such requests are faced with such situations. The attorneys presented facts relating to the delay of the government analyst's report pertaining to the stash of heroin discovered at the official quarters of the OIC.
As
the OIC, he had apprehended suspects connected to drug smuggling. He has received numerous political pressure over this. Written statements were provided and the attention of the courts was directed to this matter. The Criminal Investigations Department was ordered to conduct an investigation. There were obstructions with seeking advice from the accused from the Criminal Investigations Department on 2 separate occasions. We seek permission from the courts and the courts granted us an opportunity to meet him for a period of 5 minutes without the presence of a police officer. He had handed over the information in writing and we are not prepared to expose them.
The suspects were remanded until the 21st of January and the case was postponed to that date.
Customs authorities today seized yet another cargo container with ethanol that was imported to the country illegally.
Additional Director of Customs Tilak Pereira said that the cargo container was inspected after receiving information on its contents.
The 20-foot cargo container had arrived in the country in the first week of December 2013 and contained 80 barrels of ethanol. The container was imported under the name of an establishment in Kotahena, which had produced fraudulent documentation to Customs, noting that the cargo of the container was palm oil. According to Customs, the tax revenue lost by the importation of this stock of ethanol is around 10 million rupees.
2 wrongs have been committed. One is that import tax were not paid. The other is this regulated item had been imported without the permission of the Controller of Imports. We have arrested 2 persons thus far.
The Additional Director of Customs said that thus far 10 cargo containers containing ethanol that was imported illegally have been seized by Customs and action had been taken against those individuals. He went on to say that 1 case had been closed and the persons involved in the case have paid half of the fine that was imposed on them. He added that investigations are underway into the remaining cargo containers of illegally imported ethanol.
Number of incidents of illegal ethanol imports on the rise. Ethanol imported under the guise of turpentine from Vietnam. 65,000 litres of ethanol imported under the guise of turpentine. 74,000 litres of ethanol imported under the guise of tar. Ethanol imported to the country from Malaysia under the guise of importing wood. Today, ethanol imported under the guise of palm oil. The revenue that the country lost over illegal imports tops to 130 million. Department of Customs. For the attention.
President Mahinda Rajapaksa, who is on an official visit to the state of Palestine, visited the Church of the Nativity in Bethlehem.
The Patriarch of Jerusalem, Theophilus III of the Church of the Nativity in Bethlehem, hosted President Mahinda Rajapaksa to a dinner last night. First Lady Shiranti Rajapaksa, Palestinian President Dr. Mahmoud Abbas and Prime Minister Rahmi Hamdallah were also present at the dinner hosted for the celebration of the Eastern Orthodox Christmas. Priests of the Orthodox Church also held a special mass that was attended by President Rajapaksa and his entourage.
The Met Department notes that the deep depression that persisted over the Mullaitivu district yesterday has dissipated to a low-pressure system and is now in the Gulf of Mannar off the northwest coast of the island. The depression moved across the north-central province and beyond Mannar yesterday. This depression started off as an atmospheric disturbance on Thursday southeast of the island off the coast of Hambantota. The Met Department notes that it developed into a low-pressure system and was located off the eastern coast of the island on Friday. On Saturday, it developed into a depression 250 kilometers off the coast of Trincomalee, and on Sunday, it developed into a deep depression located around 200 kilometers off the coast of Trincomalee. Although it was expected to move across Sri Lanka on Sunday, the deep depression persisted close to the Mullaitivu district. The depression, which dissipated as it moved across Vavuniya and Anuradhapura last night, is now located in the Gulf of Mannar off the northwestern coast of the island. The Met Department notes that heavy showers may be experienced in the northern, north-central and eastern parts of the island. Let's now take a look at how this depression affected the weather in the northern and eastern parts of Sri Lanka.
The Mullaitivu district was buffeted by strong winds and heavy showers today as a result of the atmospheric depression. Our reporter on location noted that the seas off the Mullaitivu district were rough and that fishermen refrained from setting out to sea. Mullaitivu District Secretary Nagalingam Vedanayagam noted that no loss of life or property damage was reported. At present, there are 3 camps in the Mullaitivu area. These camps have now been closed as a result of the weather returning to normal. As per the report issued at noon today, 1,657 individuals from 532 families have been affected by this, especially in the Mullaitivu district. In terms of damage caused to homes, it has been reported that 5 homes were destroyed, while 219 homes suffered partial damage. Although seas close to Kirinochi were not rough, fishermen did not set out to sea owing to the strong winds. The Batticaloa district experienced showers and strong winds today. Fishermen here too refrained from setting out to sea owing to the rough seas. Our reporter added that the Batticaloa district also experienced heavy mist conditions. The Batticaloa district secretary noted that no loss of life or property damage was reported. The Vavuniya district, which is suffering owing to a drought recently, experienced heavy rainfall today. Our reporter in Vavuniya says that several small reservoirs were overflowing as a result.
Heavy rainfall and strong winds were experienced here. Minor reservoirs were overflowing due to the heavy rainfall. It is good that the dry weather has gone away.
At present, seas off the coast of Puttalam have become rough. Rough seas were also experienced off the coast of Ampara, while the area also experienced showers and strong winds. Our reporter said that fishermen in Ampara too remained in dry dock. Calm weather conditions were experienced in the Trincomalee district today. The highest rainfall in the 24 hours ending at 8:30 this morning was experienced in the Vavuniya district. The area received rainfall of 205.2 millimeters.
The seas to the northwest will be rough. That is because that is located in close proximity to the deep depression. There may be gale force winds of around 60 kilometers per hour. The public requires to be cautious. There will be no issue with regards to fishing activities after tomorrow. However, fishermen need to be cautious when engaging in fishing in the north and east.
You're watching News at 9. Up next is Action TV.
The principal of Vidyartha Vidyalaya in Kandy, who is due for retirement in 7 months, and the parents of a group of children who have qualified to be enrolled to grade 1 at the school this year were called before the governor of the central province yesterday. This meeting took place against a backdrop where 93 children who are to be enrolled to grade 1 at the school were being forced to pay a sum of 60,000 rupees each prior to enrollment. These parents, who had already paid a sum of 12,600 rupees for the uniforms which must be obtained from the school, facilities charges and the cost of the event planned to mark the enrollment of the 93 students to grade 1, were called to the school on Friday in order to have their children's names included in the school register. On Sunday, Action TV exposed a precondition that had been imposed by the school administration on these parents in order for them to gain entry to the school premises. The condition was that the parents should deposit a sum of 60,000 rupees in the Vidyartha Vidyalaya building fund account and produce the receipt to the vice principal who was stationed at the entrance to the school. The parents, who were unable to bear such a burden, explained the hardships they faced outside the school premises on Friday when they met with the governor of the central province today.
ජීවත් වෙන්න බැරි කට්ටිය ගැන හිතන්නකෝ. ජීවත් වෙන්න බැරි කට්ටිය ඉන්න උදේටාවලේ 700 වැඩ කරනවා. ජීවත් වෙන්න බෑනේ. හිතන්නේ බෑ. ඒක හේතුවෙන් අතට ඩොක්ටර් ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ ඔක්කොම ගෙවුම් වල 30 ලක්ෂ 35 ඉන්නේ සර්. හරි විද්‍යාවතුමා ඔබතුමා තාම පිළිගන්න ඕනේ. ළමයි කැතුලත් කරගන්න දෙමව්පියෙක් ඉන්නේ. මේ ළමයි කැතුලත් කරගන්නකොට ළමයිට මේ දෙමව්පියෙක්ට සල්ලි බැංකුවට දාන්න කියන්න බෑනේ. නීතියෙන් බෑනේ ඒක වරදක්. විද්‍යාවතුමා නියෝජිත විද්‍යාවතුමා මේ ළමයි ඔක්කොම ගන්න ගැටේ එක්කෙනෙක්වත් මොකක් හරි ප්‍රශ්නයක් ඇති වෙන තැන ඔබතුමාලා ගැන මට දැඩි දිනේ කටයුතු කරන්න වෙනවා. හරි? නමුත් මේ වැරද්ද ඔයගොල්ලෝ පිළිගන්න ඕනේ. හරි ඔයගොල්ලෝ පිළිගන්නේ නැහැ. අත පිළිගන්නවා. පිළිගන්නේ අනෝ විද්‍යාවතු කෙනෙක් ඇතුලේ මම උඩ දානුකාරයෙක් මට වරදක් ඔයගොල්ලෝ වෙන්නොත් මම මේ පිළිගන්නවා. හරි අත පිළිගන්නවා. දැන් මේක වෙලා තියෙනවානේ අපේ. අනිත් වෙලා තියෙනවා. ඒකින්ද කරුණාකර අධ්‍යක්ෂතුමා ලේකම්තුමා වහාම චක්ලේ ඔබතුමා ඇල්ලලා තියෙනවා කිසිම කෙනෙකුට. හරි? දැඩි මේ විනය කටයුතු කරන්න වෙනවා මේ වගේ උල්ලංඝනය කෙරුවොත්. හරි මේ අධ්‍යාපනය ගෙනියන්න බෑනේ.
This discussion concluded with the governor issuing an order that money cannot be charged to enroll students to the school and that only donations can be accepted.
දින දෙකක් වගේ පුංචි කෙටි කාලයක් ඇතුළත අපිට මේ දැවෙන ප්‍රශ්නයක් විසඳලා දුන්නට සතයක්වත් නැතුව අද ළමයිව ගන්න පොරොන්දු වුණා. ඒකට මැදිහත් වෙලා මේ කටයුතු කරන සිරස විමර්ශන අංශයට අනේක වාරයක් පින්.